So we've got our new camera, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, and we're just double checking everything is good since we had that little bit of fun there. For those on the live stream, we've got our overhead shot here, which Michael cut to. So we got the pocket, we got the battery grip, and then of course the 6K Pro camera. So instead of using the overhead, we'll just use our tight shot because it looks way better. So Mike's got that coming up there. So yeah, we got some fun cameras. I'll turn that the way so you can see the cool little labels because everybody wants to see cool little labels. We got people piping in, Mike? Awesome, we got some viewers in. On Instagram, we got some people. I don't know who is in here because I can't see the screen, but that's great. You can go ahead and head back to the wide shot, Mike. So here we are. Mike is running the show here. This is exciting. Yeah, you see our cable hanging out. We were like racing to set up, but that's all right. We are going to be good to go. So I'm just going to yammer for a minute before we open anything, just to kind of get things going. If you are joining us and you have any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. We have been using the Blackmagic Pocket cameras, really this is Blackmagic cameras, for quite a while. Gosh, I don't even remember. What was it, like 2016, I think? We got our Ursa Mini. So we've been using these cameras for a long time. Used the Ursa Mini 4.6K for a number of years, and then we switched over to the Pocket 4Ks. And then we've got a Pocket 6K here that Mike brought in for us. And then we've got our 6K Pro sitting right here. So that'll be fun. We'll be able to kind of take a look at the 4K, the 6K, and then the 6K Pro. Don't have the Ursa Mini anymore because we sold that like a hot potato once these came out because we like that a lot better. So yeah, I think that's kind of our intro. So we've got this and this one that we're going to unbox. We'll take a look at that. We've got some batteries, lens to throw on. And we'll just kind of take a look at things and see how it's going. And Michael, just let me know if any questions pop in, and we'll just kind of answer those live. So if there's no questions and no other reason to wait, we'll go ahead and start opening stuff. So let's open the battery grip first because that's less exciting. So we're just going to slice open all this packaging here. The best thing would be if I were to like cut my hand open on a live stream. We're like, stop, go get the first aid kit. So actually one of the most exciting things today was waiting for these packages to show up because we saw on tracking that it made it to Bakersfield yesterday in the morning. And it was like, okay, why don't we have it? And so it made it to Bakersfield yesterday in the morning and then sat there in town all day, and we were just, and it was like, it'll be here by 4:30, and we're like, why isn't it here now? and then because we had set the live stream at 1 p.m. originally, and then we bumped it back to 4, so we're like, I don't know if this is going to get here. And so I'm glad we did because it showed up like an hour ago, and it was like, well, thank you, finally got here. Anyway, so I guess I should show you guys the exciting part. So, Mike, maybe if you want to move that tight camera. I'll keep this up on top. Actually, here, we'll move this. Do this. We'll make it easy for ourselves. So, there we go. Got that in there. Cool. So this is the grip. Way less exciting than the actual camera. I mean, look at this. It's like a block with batteries. But hey, it's cool. So, yeah, I'm going to keep that down there so you guys can check that out. Hey, it came pre-smudged. That's cool. It's not the first thing I've bought for Blackmagic that's come pre-smudged, so that's interesting for quality control. Yeah, totally looks like someone opened this thing up and played with it, besides me. Yeah, so that's cool. It's got its little ports. It's got all its stuff. Tightener. It's great. Little latch. Just going to undo that latch. You'll notice that our upper camera that we're cutting in is just a G7 on auto, complete auto, because I don't want to reach up there and mess with it right now. But there it is. Oh, cool. Didn't even come with batteries. How kind. but we've got batteries. We're ready for that. So there's the battery grip. Pretty exciting. And just pop that back in there. Actually, just take this opportunity to make sure that there's nothing else in the package. Doesn't feel like there is. Yep, that's it. Literally, that's it. So go ahead and set that to the side here. Battery grip. Woohoo. Let's go ahead and pop some batteries in here. It'll F550s. Cutting to overhead. F550s. These work great. So just gonna pop. So it looks like one way, one the other way. There we go. Well, it's got a good click to it. Okay, there you go. All right. It's not gonna fall out on you. That's good. And there we go. Cool. Not crazy heavy. Let me grab one of our other batteries real quick to compare that with. So if you compare that with the little Canon LP6s that go in the 4Ks, I mean, yeah, there you go. So not terribly heavy, which is good. Mike, do you have a V-mount battery handy to hand me, just for comparison's sake? Be interested to see how that stacks up. Yeah, perfect. Mike, say hi. Hi. So this is a 150 watt-hour V-mount battery. Yeah, it's about 3/4 the weight, so that's fine. So this is super exciting live stream right now of a battery grip. Well, I guess we're done. Go ahead and cut to the music, Mike, and that's it. So that's what y'all came to see, right? Was the battery grip? All right. Suspense. That's what we're creating right now. That or frustration? You tell me. Well, let's do it. Any questions pop in yet, Mike? Okay. If any pop in, or if you think of any, just let me know. Silly questions are allowed too. Like, do you think this is a good quality plastic wrap on this box? I'm like, I think it's average. It's not Apple or anything, but it's. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, everyone's probably gone by now. They're like, we don't even care right now. Just nerd opening a camera box. Okay, thank you. Download instruction manual. Who reads those? We do. Blackmagic Design and DaVinci Resolve. Let's see. We can't. Ooh, they taped it shut. We'll make sure that we don't steal it from ourselves. There it is on an SD card. Ooh, and a little card. Cool, with a code. Hey, nobody read that. Don't steal my code. All right, we've got power adapter. We've got battery. Hey, they gave us if you can get it out, a Blackmagic neck strap. That's cool. And then all the little power doohickeys for that power adapter. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's do that one more time, just for effect. There it is. Ta-da. I could sing a song, but I won't, because I can't really sing a song. That is definitely bigger than it looked online. That's my first thought. Okay, is it pre-handled? Yep. No, that was my fingerprint. Cool. Screen looks good. Bottom is interesting. If you want to cut to that top angle. Definitely got a more serious heat sink on it. Cool. So let's take a peek. It's funny. It's definitely, yeah, it's this extended turret. That's what's so different about it. Yeah, if you're comparing those, it's definitely bigger. Definitely got a little bit more oomph to it than the other one. So yeah, that's definitely noticeable. Mike says sideways. So I want to see it from the side. There it is from the side. Here, why don't we pop this off? Get this a little lower, a little bit better comparison. A little bit more on par. There you go. And so that's a 6K. And there's 4K. Definitely beefier than the 4K. You should see the top down on this. That is a pretty big difference on that top down if the camera ever wants to focus. Hey, want to try that again? Maybe not. All right. There you go. So yeah, that's a pretty hefty top-down difference. The 4K and the 6K, you know, is a decent top-down, but the body is it's really just the little lens turret. But when you look at this thing, it's like the whole body is beefier than the 4K and the 6K. So yeah, it's thicker, wider, taller, faster, stronger, Batman. So yeah, that's obviously the back will be a big difference. Let's set that down. Look at that. So you can definitely see quite a bit of heft difference there, but basically the same. So that's nice. And ports we know will be different. Let's see, get the plugs off of this one. We'll pull those plugs right off. That'll be one of the first things we do. Yeah, so you got that extra XLR port right there. There we go. So we get the second XLR port, and then everything else looks the same. So that's good.
Whoa.
How we doing over here?
They went to sleep.
Instagram Live went to sleep. We lost you guys. We'll see if we can get you guys back here.
You want to come around and do it?
Yeah, we'll be right back after these short messages because my phone went to sleep.
I think we only have one concurrent viewer, which is ourselves, I think.
We're sorry, your live video ended.
Yeah, one concurrent viewer, so I gotta say that's probably us. It's usually one yourself. Because we're watching. Address the issues.
Okay, so that's kind of the physical tour. Oh, we have this screen to check out. So very Sony-esque. Hey, it goes all the way flat. That's nice. I'll set this down, that way you can see it there. Mike, go ahead and adjust that tight cam to my holding position. If you can, follow on with that. Mike's running like 100 things right now. So it goes all the way flat, which is nice. And then while extended, goes about like that. So not amazing for, as I go back to the wide shot, not amazing for like overhead stuff, but it's enough. It's enough. Because we've definitely done plenty of overhead shooting like this and been like, I kind of can see that. So yeah, you can point almost straight down and be like, I can still see that screen. That's good. And then of course you can be, you know, just get straight. So you can be like this, like that. Doesn't flip all the way around for vlogging, but that's okay, because why would you vlog with a camera that has no automatic features whatsoever? So yeah, this was a little piece of packing material in between there. That was nice of them. Keep that clean. All right, guess we should put a lens on and turn it on, huh? That'd be a lot more exciting than watching me just yammer about it. So we'll pop that open. We'll see if this battery ships with any charge on it. Flip that on. Go to overhead if you want, Mike. Oh, here we go. Got setup. Setup is exciting. English. Really? That was setup? That was setup. English. Well, that was hard. And let's pop a lens on. I'm going to take a peek at this sensor real quick. Probably let's go on your tight shot. Here we go. There it is. See if, you know, here, let me set it down. See if you can zoom in. See if we can see into that sensor at all. Okay, let me set a few settings on this thing.
We're going to have to angle it towards the light for us to see the sensor.
Let's see what we can do here. See if two video guys can figure out how to shoot a video.
Angle it towards the light.
Towards this light. There we go. Up and into this light. This light's like way over here. Then you don't have a shot. There it is. Boom. I found it.
Flip some NDs.
So they made a button for NDs. I forgot. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's right on top. No, on top.
See, this is what happens when you're too busy to remember to
Right,
look.
use thumbs up, right
Yeah,
there.
I found it. Thank you, Mike. All right. You see in there? There it is. Okay.
Come down.
Here we go. Here's one. There's 4 stops. 6 stops.
Oh boy.
Clear. 2, 4, 6. Clear. Boy, that's exciting.
Exciting.
That's like the whole reason I bought this camera is those ND filters right there. I want to hit a button and then not have to screw anything onto my lens. So that's cool. That works great. It's kind of loud, but it's not like you're going to do that while you're recording anyway.
Or have the lens open.
Yeah, that's true. It might be a little quieter with the lens on. All right, there we are. Oh yeah, there's no LUT or anything on this thing. Yeah, it's still pretty loud. Hearing all the noise come through the fan vents, so whatever. We didn't buy this camera because it had a quiet ND. Like you would, but why would that even be a thing? All right. So there's Mike. Say hello. Hi, Mom. All right, let's see what these are mapped to. Oh, good, a LUT. There's something. All right. There should be a little more oh, here. If I hold it where you can actually see it, that would help. And if I tell this camera to focus on this camera, that would help too. All right. If I turn the LUT off, you can kind of see something. Cool. Okay, colors do look a little funny. So one of the reported issues is the blue, either on the screen or on the footage or on the ND filters. And to my eye, this definitely doesn't look pure white. That is definitely blue. So
Compared to the 6K.
yeah, that's why we've got multiple cameras here, even with the same lens. You know, seeing a little bit of this table is kind of a great comparison. That is just the UV filter, so we're good. So we're going to turn off any LUTs. camera settings. I know you guys don't get to see this. I do. Ah, so that's actually another part of it. This image is underexposed right now. The screen is so bright, I didn't even notice for a minute because I wasn't looking at my histogram.
We're not live.
All right. Mike, do we have any questions from that end of the room?
Not from YouTube. We're not live here.
Well, it looks like we lost Instagram, but we've still got YouTube, and Mike will let me know if there's any questions or if he has any questions for us to answer while looking at this camera. I guess maybe a question that you would be asking would be, why can't I see the top of this screen, Josh? So I'll move that so that this camera can actually see something, because it can tilt like that. So looking at this, it's definitely, the color definitely looks interesting. And it may just be that the screen brightness is so high. Boy, that is crisp. That is a crisp screen. Well, let's see. Just clicking through all the options here real quick. Actually, this camera can't even see that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Let me flip this around so that our close-up camera can actually see the screen. All right, coming nice and close on that mic. That's it. We'll get focused. Cool. So under record, we've got our standard settings. Monitor. It's actually easier for me to see this on the TV screen. Oh yeah, viewfinder, because you can get that with this. That's nice to know that there are separate settings for the viewfinder if you do go for that upgrade option. Because I'm just going to scoot this a little closer, Mike, if you want to refocus. We get a little bit better view on that. There we go. This streaming is brought to you by Blackmagic with Blackmagic A10 and Blackmagic cameras, except for the G7 up here, which is all for show. So yeah, you get a totally separate group of settings for the viewfinder, which is handy if you want to set that up separate. So that's great. And then, yeah, just your standard options that we had on all the other cameras. Audio, camera left and right. So I assume when we go through here, we're actually going to find 2 XLR options because we've got 2 XLR. Yeah, look at that. XLR 1 and 2. That's exciting. Instagram is gone, and we're just going to let them be gone. And we've got phantom power and all those options, so that'll be fun. That'll be a great drain on your battery, phantom power on 2 ports. So setup, we've got all the normal stuff here. And factory settings, room mapping pixels, great. And our Bluetooth stuff. So this has got the 7.1 software. That's what it came with, so that's good to know. Yeah, that's a handy feature right there. Dim display after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 minute. So we'll dim display. That was actually a medium brightness, so if we go up to high, it'll burn your eyes out. So we can go to low, medium, and high. So it didn't seem very noticeable to me on the camera right now. That's because that's the LED brightness, not the LCD brightness. That's what happens when you read upside down. And we've got all of that, your function settings, that's great. So then where is the setting for monitor brightness? Maybe it was back in monitor and I didn't see it. Let's take a look at that. LCD, yeah, it's not right there. Maybe it's here. Meters, yep, there it is. That is at 50%, wow. Oh man, that's significant. That's very bright. 50% is way brighter than the 4K or the 6K. Just bring the 4K over for a second. just to compare that same screen. So screen brightness at 100 and screen brightness at 50. So to get them to match, you're somewhere like maybe 30% if you're trying to get the same screen brightness. So that's pretty impressive. This goes all the way up to here. Mike, it's all right if you want to see who's at the door. We got someone popping by studio here in the middle of our live stream. And let's see what's happening there. It's probably someone saying, hey, would you like to buy a coffee machine? So setup, we've got all that stuff. Presets, we've got room to load presets in. And then got the Gen 5 extended film to video LUT that came with it, and then all the other LUTs. So we'll get our own LUT loaded in there pretty quick. That'll be nice. So yeah, there's all the menus. And that's pretty much it. Mike's going to sneak by real stealthily. Tight lens, your saving grace there, Mike. Okay, well that, I think, covers the software end of things. Anything exciting besides that truck? Candy. We don't like sweet things. Okay, so we've got, let's go ahead and put on this battery grip. Oh, this is fun. It like rolls on that turret when you stick it upside down without a cage, which there are no cages right now, so we don't have one.
Yeah, take off the battery door.
This is why I keep Mike around, because he watches all the videos I don't have time to watch, and is like, why don't you do that, Josh? So you don't make a fool of yourself in front of everybody on YouTube. Because I forgot to look up if I was supposed to take the battery door off or not. Like on every other camera in the world that uses one of these things.
In front of all 10,000 of you. In front of all 10,000 of you.
Oh, let's see. Because this comes off too. That's why. Good thing I've got a little multi-tool here.
That'd be funny if you were doing it on the wrong camera.
That takes a minute to open up. Does this have a little screwdriver or just a big one? That's a little one. Okay, Mike, I would love your assistance here because this only has a big flathead screwdriver and I need a small flathead off of our shelf of no return where all the tools and other random things go. Thank you, sir. Let's find an appropriate screwdriver. Top down might be exciting on this. Once I find, there we go. Boy, this camera loves to not focus. This is why we don't usually put that camera up there for the stuff, but we were like, oh, it'll be fine for this.
Yeah, I'm totally just looking at your hand.
Oh, that's because that is a a triangle, not a not a flathead. Wait, why won't that go in? Because you're trying to fit a triangular peg into a flat hole. If you need any dad jokes, let me know. Who's trying to call me now? Nope. There we go. So, that's a man. That's a man right there. That's how you know when you hear that engine. Probably shouldn't say that, huh? In Bakersfield.
You're live, Josh.
Mike's like, this is live TV, Josh. Can't say things like that. All right. Now we'll power the thing on with the power of the sun. 3 battery. Check that out. Okay. Look at this. You get 3 battery meters. That I did not expect. Can you see that at all?
Spread down the exposure.
3 battery meters. Man, let me see if I can get it from the top-down camera, because that's like not quite showing it. Maybe?
Focus.
Come on, you can do it. There it is. 3 battery meters.
That is a dirty studio.
That is exciting. That is exciting. All right. So, I don't know which is which. I don't know who 1, 2, and 3 are, but we've got 3 batteries.
1 would be the internal battery. That's your last battery. Hot swappable.
Check that out. Mike is right. Battery number 1 is your internal battery. Then battery number 2. Then battery number 3. Hot swappable. Whilst recording. And there you go. Well, any other questions from the field, Mike? Anything else we want to see? Do you want to make up any questions, Mike, and pretend like we have 10,000 people watching?
Yes. Why do you want to use this camera? How is it going to work for you versus
Why
anything else?
would I use this camera instead of a Sony? Is that what I heard you say, Mike?
Or a Canon.
Or a Canon. Well, I would use this camera instead of any other camera because it's better. Can I say that? Can I say that? So I can click a button and get internal NDs like that. And boy, looking at the LCD, it looks like there's some sensor noise. We'll definitely have to check this camera out. So one of the things that has gone on with these cameras is there's been some quality control issues. So we actually have 2 of them on order. So we've got so when we saw the announcement, we ordered one from one from B&H and one from Adorama. And the one from B&H got here first, so good job, B&H. You're usually last behind Adorama, but that's all right. Don't look at all the Adorama Flashpoint C-stands in our studio. Thanks for the camera. We've got that, and so definitely want to check some quality control stuff, so we'll have to do some filming with this camera to see where we're at on whether it's got any blue casts, whether it's got blue cast on the screen, blue cast on the camera, or on the filters. So far, I will say this image does look a little blue to me. Just looking at it on the back of the screen, but it's also extremely bright. So I think the brightness is cranked up all the way because I'm like hurting my eyes looking at it. It's an incredibly bright screen. Yeah, it's at 100%. Ooh, just gonna dial that back. 40. That looks comfortable. Cool. So, oh, suddenly my 3rd battery's not dead anymore. I don't know what that's about. Cool, we've got our audio. It's all good. So, yeah, we're just going to have to play with this. Of course, looking at the top-down camera to this is not going to give you any helpful indicators. Right. You know what we can do is we will just break this for a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull this HDMI and plug it straight into this. And we can cut back and forth. So, Mike, you're about to get famous. Let's see, let me go ahead and make sure that we're not on clean feed. We've got LUT, we'll leave everything else, and we'll leave it on cinematographer, status text on. All right, does that look good on your end, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. No image stabilization, so that'll be exciting.
Good.
All right. Oh yeah, there's a total color difference to what I'm seeing on that monitor, what I'm seeing here. That's interesting. So, Mike, remind me of your camera settings right now, so let me match them. White balance, we're at
5,600. We're supposed to be at 5,000, but the ATEM changed it. 5,600 currently.
Okay, yeah, streaming. Note for anyone using the ATEM, just remember that it will nuke your camera settings every time you plug your cameras in. So you have to plug your cameras in, then change your settings. ISO 400.
Correct.
Aperture is
F22.
f2.2. And I'm on the same lens that you're on, so that's a perfect match. Shutter is at 150. FPS, we're at... Oh yeah, the ATEM just nuked all the settings. I was like, yeah, why are we at shutter 150th? Thanks, ATEM. Well, there you go. So yeah. Yeah, so if you cut to that. So grab your... Here, we're going to do this. You can cut away from mine for a second, Mike. We'll get down and dirty for a minute. We're going to bring our friend. I'm just going to do just a down and dirty shootout right now.
Going all the way at 50. It's going to look a little bit different because I have.
Just tell me where you're at on yours. I'll match you.
You see? I'm at 50. There it is right there.
So let's go wide so we can see the table. It's better wide balance right now.
Movie.
Yeah, just go full wide.
Full line.
Full wide.
Show everybody here.
Show everybody. No one's even watching anyway. It's just us.
They can play it back.
It's true, we can play it back.
That doesn't look bad.
Alright, so if you cut back and forth, how are we doing?
Alright, go ahead and yell it out. Camera 1, camera.
Alright, this is camera 1.
Is it 4K?
4K.
Camera 2.
Camera 2, 6K.
It's a 4K also.
That's also a 4K. Cut it to camera 3.
6K Pro.
6K Pro. Camera 1. Camera 3. Camera 1. Camera 3. They cut in just fine. So there's no color issues on the actual recording. Color issues only on the camera.
100 looks pretty good. That doesn't look that bad, honestly. Yeah, that's matching up. Look at. I think we got a good one. Should I turn the mic around?
It's totally bluer on the screen. The screen is blue.
That's true. I can see it. I can see it now. I can see it in the cones. Yeah, I can see it. It's cooler. Might go a little magenta as well. It's supposed to make somebody throw up while you.
It's very exciting. My assistant over here. So the camera itself it seems to be fine. The screen definitely does look a little blue. So that is that's definitely a thing. So it looks like we got a blue screen, but a good sensor. Part of me wonders if it's just, your eye getting used to the monitor, because it is so bright. And so I kind of want to play with it a little extended. We do have blue lights on in the studio. It is kind of a, that's kind of our scene that we're playing out here. So maybe a little bit of an optical thing, illusion, but I think the screen is objectively a little bit blue. So if I were to turn the camera around momentarily, and we were to do a shot of two camera screens, get this looking something like this. Make a fake tripod here. Prop that up a little bit.
Can you bring down the brightness of that one? Or you're at the same brightness?
I don't know. Go ahead and bring it up. Let's take a look at it. So go ahead and lower the exposure in your camera. Expose for the screen on the pocket.
On the pocket?
On the 4K. Expose for the screen on the 4K. This is a totally different lens, so obviously that's different. Let me give it a subject. Gary the grip. Always here when you need him. So go over here. Yeah, we're at 21% brightness. My eye would say those screens are at similar brightness. That's at 20%. Hard to tell looking at a camera of a screen of another camera, but
while you're watching live.
While you're watching it live on your TV in your studio. But I think I would say it does look a little bit off. If I were to swap out with Gary, get you some skin tones in here. I think that's focused where I'm at. Close enough. So
I just remembered that one comes with Gen 5 color science in it as well.
It does come with Gen 5 color science installed, you are correct. Which shouldn't turn everything blue. And it looks fine on the feed. Like if you were to cut to the feed right now.
Yeah, the feed looks good.
Oh yeah, I should get it focused. Probably make a difference if I was in focus.
I think that looks good though. That's a pretty good looking image.
It is a pretty good looking image. It's a good looking dude.
It's because it's me.
I'm looking at myself on the TV here in the studio. Just kind of seeing the feed that you guys are seeing. Yeah, no, it's definitely clean. It looks nice. And we don't have a way to cut to the other one, but if you cut back to the shot of the two screens, you kind of get a sense of
It's definitely bluer.
what's what there. Did I zoom in or out on this camera? I did zoom out. But yeah, it definitely looks bluer on the screen. Well, I guess we'll just have to test that in the field. We will have to examine, and we will have to go to the outer reaches of space to find the answers to why this screen is blue. Should I make that like really dramatic when I do that?
I think what was it?
Take two. All right. Well, I'm going to stand up now, and Mike's going to cut to the wide shot so this doesn't get real awkward. So, it's a pretty cool camera. I think it compares favorably with the existing cameras. Flip screen is a great feature. And go ahead and cut the feed on that thing. So flip screen is nice. Indies are great. And the better battery grip with 3 batteries. I think those features alone make this camera worth it for people like us who want to do more running gun style shooting, because this just eliminated the need for me to rig this up on a rig and then have it clip somewhere or clamp down here or this or that. Now I can just run around with a bunch of these in my pocket. And that's a much easier payload than running around with one of these. So that's exciting to me. The NDs are exciting because then I don't have to just blast my shutter to like 1 billion for weddings and events. Because we do a lot of weddings and events, so that'll be nice. Not looking forward to the file sizes of shooting RAW and 6K because we've already we've already done it with the original 6K, and boy, it's about double the file size from the 4K, and the 4K is already pretty hefty. But the B-RAW codec is amazing, and we shoot B-RAW 12:1 all the time. And for like high detailed stuff, yeah, you can see a difference, and so we'll go to the higher codecs of B-RAW. But for most stuff, I mean, ProRes 12:1 is smaller than ProRes LT. I'm trying to get a beauty shot. I just messed it up. Bam. There we go. Boom. And then boom. See, we'll just play with it. So yeah, I think that it's a great camera, and we'll have to get it out in the wild to see how it really performs. But I think from what we've seen, it'll be fun to have and to play with, and we will experiment from there. So not sure if anyone else ever tuned in, or if we just had our 2 million people following us. But you're all going to find this later and be like, why did this guy yammer for half an hour about nothing? An hour? Yeah, we went an hour. Because that's what you can do in a live stream. It's totally different than like an actual video that we would edit. So I think that's pretty much it. And Mike, did you have any other questions about this camera?
No, I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited too. I think all we have left to do is really just to play with it in the real world. But the fact that this is now the package, we've got a screen, so we don't need a monitor anymore. We've got all the batteries contained. We've got the NDs. You just throw your lens on and go. And then we have extra audio if we need it. Not that the audio on this camera was ever that great anyway. Don't expect it to be much better now that there's 2 XLR ports. But it does mean that we don't have to use the jack to get two microphones in. So I think that'll be an improvement on audio.
And the biggest thing is
Oh yeah.
it's cheap.
Oh yeah, you can't beat the price of this thing. $2,500 for, $150 for the battery grip. But I mean, you cannot touch what this camera does for that price point. So, and the color science is incredible because it's Blackmagic, and that is one thing that they nailed. And I don't care who you are, you can't deny that. So, with that, we are going to sign out. Mike is going to zoom into a cool shot of these cameras, and that's what we're going to leave you guys with. Just enjoying looking at those cameras. Until next time.